Hello and a very warm welcome to this week's episode of Out and About in the UK. Coming up a little later in the show, we'll be meeting members of the Ireland Fund of Great Britain who recently took part in the Irish Run the World 5K Global Challenge, which was held in Hyde Park recently. We'll also be meeting County Galway company Revive Active, who exhibited their range of products at this year's Cam Expo in Olympia. Staying with the Galway team, Connemara's very own Michael Casey was in town to perform with his band The Uncurables. We went along to his gig in the Queen's Head in Stratford. Last week we featured the London Irish Vintage Rally and we had an amazing response to the show, so we're going to give you a little bit more. Nuala, what a great day.
Yes, it is. I have to say, coming to a close maybe in the next couple of hours, but amazing weather. Thousands of people as well. I think it's getting bigger every year.
Michael, a great day, I'm sure you'll agree.
Yes, a very good day here again, a good turnout, good crowds turned up again for it. Plenty of old vintage lorries, cars, bikes, tractors, everything. Yeah, very good day again, I must say.
You've had a lovely truck behind us here. Tell us about it.
Yeah, that's a truck my dad used to run in the old 60s, and obviously we've just done it up and done everything to it from front to back, spent a fortune on it. Another one there we spent a fortune on, but it's all for the olden days.
It's all part of it. And there's a great history in your family of transport, and your dad originally from County Cork. Tell us about that.
Yeah, my dad left Cork in the early 50s and come to London, obviously joined the construction job, and tippers has been our life and his life, I suppose, so that's why we've kept it going.
Tell us about your own company here in London.
We got about, I think we've got a fleet of 90 now or so. We run all tippers, skips. Waste is our main job, skips is our main thing, but it's the same as what my father left us, and we've just carried it on from that, really.
How many of you are employed here in London?
We have over 100 employees now at the minute, so we're adding to it every week. And we've just opened a new yard just at the bottom of the A40 there in Alberton, a great big new transfer station, state-of-the-art thing. So we're hoping that's going to get us up the ladder a bit further. So,
are you going to be back here next year?
Oh, definitely. We've been doing it every year since it started. It's great fun, great crack. Every morning you meet early in the morning at the Galway Moor there, and the crack starts, and obviously going on till 6 o'clock tonight. So, yeah, it's a great crack.
Yeah, I got MG in 1926. One of the first MG models that came out of the factory. Got an MG Mini, a Morris Mini, Cooper, Mercedes 500 SL. Got a Honda Goldwing trike that came in from California.
And where did the passion for cars come from?
Since I was a kid at home and all, we used to have tractors and cars and that, and just grew up with them and still have a passion from here.
And is this your first time here, or have you been here a few times?
No, I've been here a few times already, yeah. It's one of the best shows I've been to. You're with the BBC yourself. Tell us about that.
Yeah, so I present a programme called Outside Source. It's like an hour of real-time news is the way we talk about it, and have correspondents around the world that we're able to check in with. At the moment, migration is probably the biggest story that's there. I also do a little bit of presenting for BBC World News, so I'll sometimes pop up there early in the morning, come into your living rooms. But it's a great organisation to work for. It's very much international in focus, the stuff that I deal with. But with a lot of the countries, I'm just back from Nigeria, it often makes me think of Ireland actually, because they've always got their own identities or different parts of the country where they come from that's really important. And when I come around here and I ask people where you're from, they're always bringing, I'm from Carlow, I'm from Kilkenny, I'm from Galway. Even though they're living in a different country, they still have those connections. So, you know, I think the way people are when they live abroad, it kind of all feeds into the work that I'm doing on the BBC.
The sense of community really can be felt here as well, can't it?
Yeah. And there's a real sense of fun. I think that's most people come, they come with their kids. Some of them will talk perhaps with a strong London accent, but they're driving a tractor from Cricklewood down because their father did it before them, or their grandfather, maybe it's their grandfather's tractor. So it's interesting how a heritage, it actually follows down through. People up at 6 o'clock on a Sunday morning to make it happen. a lot of them have been here the past year or 2 years, or I brought some people actually today as well, friends that have no Irish connection, but were just kind of interested to know what it's like and got a kick out of it as well. You know, there's everything, like the kids have the rides and the ponies and, you know, the Irish dancing. They were like looking at these young kids dancing, wondering, oh, what's that all about? So.
Well, what an amazing day we had there at the London Irish Vintage Rally, and we'd like to thank the organisers for inviting us along. Connemara's very own Michael Casey gigs extensively in the west of Ireland and indeed further afield. He was in London recently with his band The Uncurables to perform at the Queen's Head in Stratford. We went along to catch the gig. Michael, welcome to London.
Thanks very much, Ian. Great to be here, like, you know.
The tour, you've been gigging all over London now this weekend. How's it gone so far?
It's been great. It's actually exceeded expectations.
You've been joined by a lot of friends along the way. You've a long background here in London. Tell us about that.
Well, you know, I came over in '83 one time, but you know, I was like Crocodile Dundee. I was looking around the buildings because I never seen a big place before in my life. I'm from a small place, you know. So I was kind of, you know, look at this.
Bob, you were a part of a great band here in London, the Popes. Shane McGowan was the lead singer. Tell us about that.
10 years of that, yeah, from 95 to 2005, obviously. Emotional and an adult dose, let's just say. And I think it's took me 10 years to get over it. So I'm just getting back into it again now with the hog here in Odie, you know. So I'm sort of testing the water with my toes. But it's been great. It's been great. Yeah.
How did you get involved in this project?
It was a Dave Lally promotion sort of thing again. He said got the hog and Odie coming over, and they're looking for a third member. You know, you wouldn't be up for it, would you? And I said, well, you know, I'm thinking about playing again, so this might be the ideal time to do it, and it's been great, you know.
And Odie, you've been playing with Michael back home in Ireland for the last few years. What kind of gigs are you doing back home?
We do a lot of gigs in Galway, in and around the scene, a lot of gigs in Connemara, Westport. Yeah, we kept very busy, like, all the time. Like, it's lovely to get away. You know, we've all played internationally before, and you know, we love playing and having the crack of being on tour. You know.
And how have you found gigging over here in London?
Wonderful now. The people are very, very. I suppose you could say gracious, like, you know, the great hospitality. You know, we had 2 gigs there in Eden Common, in Johnno's, great bar,
very
lovely
special,
people.
absolutely. Yeah, that's what's given me a little bit of a buzz again. It's
Salt of the earth.
Absolutely.
Salt of the earth.
Some great people out there, you know. Like a younger sort of crowd to what I thought it would be.
Tell us about what County Galway means to you, and tell us about the influences that you have in music.
Connemara, now where I'm from myself, some awful fine musicians there, like, you know. I mean, now it's sort of something I took up myself, because before I got into this music, like, I was a fisherman. I used to be fishing in Corks. So the music, that was an accident. I used to be pulling lobster pots and stuff like that. So for this weekend here now, Odie, you know, great musician that I know for a long time. And I contacted Bob. It must be a couple of months ago, and Bob said, "Yeah, we'll go for this." So I have to say, it's just been an easy job.
Michael, you're going to give us a song. What's it going to be?
It's a song called Nancy Whiskey, and I heard it from the Dubliners.
Take it away.
I went down to Glasgow City just to see what I might find. What should I see but Nancy Whiskey, a playful twinkle in her eye. Whiskey, whiskey, Nancy Whiskey, 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 Nancy, oh. I bought some and drank her, I had another, but out of money, so I had to steal to ran me ragged, lovely Nancy, with 7 long years a rolling wheel. Whiskey, whiskey, Nancy Whiskey, 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 Nancy, oh. used to slake my thirst as I trickle rolling from the bed. I fell down flat, I could not stagger. Nancy had me by the legs. Whiskey, whiskey, Nancy, whiskey. Whiskey, whiskey, Nancy, oh. What's the owing? Tell me what that there is to pay. 15 shillings is the reckoning. Pay me quickly, go away. Whiskey, whiskey, Nancy, whiskey. Whiskey, whiskey, Nancy, oh. Come on, good boy, who's young and foolish. Listen all, wherever you be. Beware of whiskey, Nancy, whiskey. She'll ruin you like she ruined me. Whiskey, whiskey, Nancy, whiskey. Whiskey, whiskey, Nancy, oh. 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 Whiskey, whiskey, Nancy, whiskey. Whiskey, whiskey, Nancy, oh.
Well, a great night we had there with Michael and the band, and we'd like to thank them for inviting us along to the gig there in the Queen's Head in Stratford. We're going to take a break right now, but do come back to us for the second half of the show. You're very welcome back to the show. Well, Revive Active, who are based in Galway, were in London recently to exhibit their range of health supplements at this year's Cam Expo in Olympia. We went along to meet the team. When and how did the company get started?
Revive Active health food supplement began in Galway in 2010. It was an idea that myself and my co-director Liam Salmon had. We wanted to make the best health food supplement that could be brought to the market. So we researched extensive and comprehensive research, and we ended up with a Revive Active. It's a health food supplement that has 26 ingredients. We live in a very, very fast world. It's 21st century. We mightn't necessarily be eating getting the most nutrition out of our diet. This particular supplement gives you coenzyme Q10 for energy. It helps boost your immune system, helps with your circulation in your body. It also helps with your cardiovascular system. So, and it all comes in one simple, convenient sachet that you take first thing in the morning.
Daniel, tell us about the products, how were they developed, and also tell us about the ingredients.
Well, Revive Active, we try to take an approach that is unlike anything else in the nutritional field. A lot of companies will often start with a price point, what they want to sell the product for, and decide what they can put into it. We completely break this model by deciding what has to go into it to give the biggest effects, the greatest benefits to our consumers, and that's what we go with. And we figure out everything else down the line. Now, this involves a lot of steps. It involves finding the best ingredients, the natural ingredients, highest quality, which are going to have everything from the greatest bioactivity, the greatest absorption, have the greatest effect, and as well in how they work with other ingredients within the formulation. That's very important. And as well as really doing the time to get down to the research, to talking with consultants, the experts in the field, going to the leading universities and any other kind of formulation we're trying to focus on, and working with them, because that's key, because there's so much knowledge and so much information out there that's what we try to bring into our formulas.
When we designed the Revive Active product, we had put together a product that combined virtually everything a person needed from vitamin and mineral amino acid supplementation. The only thing we weren't able to get in there was a fish oil. We researched the market, and we discovered that a crustacean from the Antarctic was a better alternative to fish oil, and that is krill. So we designed the Revive Active krill product and brought that onto the market in 2015. Following on from the success of the Revive Active product, we turned our direction towards a product that was going to help people benefit with hip, joint, knee, all parts of the joints in the body, and we developed a product called Revive Active Joint Complex. Now, this is a product that contains 9 ingredients, but 4 key ingredients, which include collagen, hyaluronic acid, MSM, and glucosamine. When you combine those 4 ingredients together, what we've found and what we have been hearing from thousands of people right throughout Ireland and the UK, when they come back and tell us that they're better able to move and they have less pain. This year we launched our 4th product, which is the Revive Active CoQ10 or coenzyme Q10. A lot of people don't know about this very, very important nutrient, but coenzyme Q10 is something we need every day in our bodies for our brain and our heart to function properly. There's a lot of research out there at the moment which will say that if people are on cholesterol medication, for example, that their natural coenzyme Q10 levels are reduced along with their cholesterol being reduced. And even in Canada and North America now, doctors are being recommended to prescribe coenzyme Q10 with cholesterol medication. That's not something that has crossed this side of the pond just yet, but there's a lot of practitioners and doctors out there who recognise the importance of taking coenzyme Q10, specifically if you're over 40 or if you're on cholesterol medication.
The first thing I look for when any patients come to see me is their circulation, is their heart and circulation. That is the key to everything. And so when I met up with Dahi, he said, could we run a trial to see how efficient Revive Active was? So I said, yeah, great. So 2 years ago, we got 20 practitioners here from the Cam Expo. We ran them through at my clinic in Harley Street, and we put them through. We measured them, the flexibility of the arteries, their cardiac output, the whole thing in November. And then again, 4 months later, we did it when they'd all been taking 4 months of Revive Active. The conclusion was that every single one improved, particularly one whose circulation was so bad her hands would go black when she was working outside. And after 2 months of Revive Active, the symptoms had left her, and the circulation had begun to improve.
We have a lot of exciting products in the pipeline that will hit the market in 2016 and 2017. But again, you know, we're focusing on the key 4 products that we have and making sure that they're a success and that our customers are happy and that they're getting the benefits.
Liam, I'm sure there's a lot of people here in the UK that would love to buy some of these products. If they want to do that, where can they go?
Well, I suppose, as I said, the ethos of our company was we were going to make products that worked. And we were delighted to be able to start in Galway in the west of Ireland, and we've now 700 outlets in Ireland, but we're absolutely delighted to be able to have it available now in London and throughout the UK in all of the major health stores, and Lloyd's Pharmacy in London also stock the product. But if people want to find out more about it, what I'd say is maybe they should log on to www.reviveactive.com. That's our website, reviveactive.com, where they can find out more information than I've been able to explain to you here today, and they can purchase it there also as well. And we'll deliver anywhere in Ireland, the UK, free delivery into the UK within 2 days. So it's fantastic, and we're absolutely delighted to be here in London, flying the flag and getting the products out there. But not only that, fantastic products that work and make a huge difference to people's lives.
Well, many thanks there to Dahi O'Connor and all the guys at Revive Active for taking the time out to show us their extensive range of health supplements. Well, the Irish Run the World 5K Global Challenge recently took place in Hyde Park. It's organised by the Ireland Fund of Great Britain, and we went along to take a look. Mark, tell us about the Ireland Fund of Great Britain.
Well, the Ireland Fund of Great Britain is now nearly 37 years old, and it was originated by Tony O'Reilly and Dan Rooney. And really to bring like-minded Irish people together to support all manner of causes across the Irish diaspora and in Ireland. And in the last 40 years, when it started in America, the fund has raised over $500 million for over 3,000 organisations.
What's happening here today?
Well, today this is Irish Running the World. It's a global 5K run across 15 cities, and the idea is that we want to raise awareness for the work that the Ireland funds do around the world, but also to engage a younger group. This is a young leaders event, and that's for people between the age of 25 and 40, and it's really just to get people more involved and more aware of the issues. I think a lot of people aren't really aware that there's a lot of people Irish doing very well in the UK. There's also a lot of people that are on tough times or have a very difficult life, and I think we need to be more conscious of that and try and get more people to do something about that.
Tell us about the passing of the baton.
We have this event taking place in 15 cities around the world, and it began in Australia very early this morning for us, early mid-morning for them. And it has now come through to London. We're going to kick off at 11 o'clock and we'll run around the beautiful Kensington Park for, I think it's actually 5.1k, but don't tell anybody. And then we will pass the baton on to Dublin, where they will be running it just outside of Dublin City. And then they will in turn pass it on to New York, and it will end up in San Francisco later on this afternoon for us.
And I've noticed quite a few different sponsors on the back of the t-shirt there as well. Any of them spring to mind that you want to give a mention to?
Well, certainly we have to give a mention to Irish TV, who've been very kind supporters of the event, but also KPMG, who are the lead sponsors of the event. And maybe if I do a quick turnaround, you can see the others.
How would you describe the Irish scene here in London?
It's massive. There's a lot of Irish people about, and I've particularly noticed it in the last sort of 4 or 5 years, more and more people coming over. It's great that the Ireland Fund can actually act as a centre for people to come who maybe knew a little bit scared to actually meet each other and trying to build that rapport between people back home and try and help them succeed.
And the Ireland Fund is one half of the organisation today, the other half is the young leaders. Tell us about that.
So the young leaders are focused on, I guess, sort of younger people at the start of their careers, around ages 25 to 40. And it's really to get them engaged in the work of the Ireland Funds, to raise awareness of what the fund is about and to get them involved in actually fundraising and working for the fund. So the young leaders operate, again, across the world. Almost anywhere there are Irish people, you'll find an Ireland Funds chapter and a young leaders chapter going with it. So the 5K is an idea sort of originating with the young leaders, and it's being run by the young leaders, and the young leaders are running it, as it were. And the idea, it's focused on this idea of passing the baton of the older generation of, I suppose, Irish philanthropists and fundraisers, passing the baton on to the younger generation to really step up and take part and to get involved in that.
There's a great bunch of people, a great mix of people. We've got everyone from bankers to lawyers to all sorts. Tell us a bit about them.
We've got a whole mix. We've got a good few lawyers. We've got a few bankers. We're hoping to get in, I suppose, artists as well too, and people involved in the acting scene and so forth. To give it a bit of a literary flair. It's really open to anyone of an Irish background who is Irish, or even anyone who's just friends with Irish people or who wants to support Irish causes. So you're not just restricted to Irish people as well too. And of course, anyone who's been around the world knows that you will find an Irish person almost anywhere in any walk of life in any city.
Many thanks there to Mark and all the guys at the Ireland Fund of Great Britain for inviting us along there to Hyde Park. If you'd like to contact the show, send an email to ian@irishtv.ie. You can also find us on Facebook and on Twitter. Unfortunately, that's all the time we have right now, but do come back to us next week when we'll be out and about in the UK.